And the Saints being led out by mascot Andrew Critchley. Now Andrew's 9 years of age. He goes to Windleshaw RC School. He plays rugby for the St Helens Crusaders under 10s. He's a bonny lad though. Will be used to playing in the big occasions. As I said, he plays for the St Helens Crusaders under 10s. His position is loose forward. So far this season he's kicked 23 goals and scored 3 tries. So he's a bonny competitor, isn't he? His favourite player is Kevin Ward. Unfortunately, Kevin Ward out suspended for 2 games today. And Andrew's hobbies are cricket, rugby, jiu-jitsu, which is a brown belt. He likes reading, he's also in the Cubs, and he enjoys swimming. A big day for this young fella today. Well, on behalf of the Saints video team, I wish you a Merry Christmas to all our regular viewers, all in the sponsors' boxes and in the clubhouse. Season's greetings to all our viewers around the world. We go all over the world on the Saints video, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. And we hope for a good game this afternoon, don't we? Referee Robin Whitfield. And the Saints team for this afternoon: David Lyon at full-back, McCracken, Connolly, Loughlin and Hunt. Hunt back after a 3-match ban. With Rapati and Cooper at half-back, Neil, Dwyer and Harrison in the front row, Mann, Nicol and Joyt the back 3, O'Donnell and Beavers are the subs. Shane Cooper the captain, the centre field, with Andrew Critchley, who's just doing the tossing up for this afternoon. The Wigan side, Hampson at full-back, Paniper, Bell, Farrer and a Fire in the 3-quarters. Edwards and Botica, the half-back pairing, with Cowie, Crompton and Skerritt the front row. Betts, Platt and Clark the back 3. Robinson and McGinty are the substitutes. Saints are playing in the traditional jersey, but with the different sponsor on the shirt for today. It's Coors Lager. Matthew Brown, who are brewing this Coors under licence. And there should have been a bit of a pre-match razz today, but with the game not being sure of being on, it had to be postponed. And the groundsman, Eric Edwards, he sends thanks to all his ground staff and all the helpers who helped him out to get this playing surface in an excellent condition for this afternoon's game after a lot of freezing weather. Wigan kick off, McCracken picks the ball up, and there's going to be a bit of a confrontation between McCracken and Martin O'Fire. But George Mann, he gets it away. Bernard Dwyer makes good yardage. A capacity crowd here at Nosey Road, and this is what we want for this big game. Both of these teams will be bang at it for the first 10 or 15 minutes for a bit of softening up, and I can assure you they'll be bang at it after 80 minutes, won't they? But Saints are making yardage. Robin Whitfield keeping the two sides apart. But it goes to Rapati now. Edwards coming in to close him down. Hampson back. His first match back for quite a while. And if you think Kevin Ward should have got sent off for a trip, what about Hampson against the Saints at Wembley on Bishop, eh? And nothing happened about that, did we? Referee Smith from Halifax had a lot to answer for that day. But it's over and done with. Saints without Kevin Ward for this afternoon's clash. The Saints are going to miss him, obviously. But what an excellent performance against Castleford last Sunday in the Regal Trophy. Edwards now for Wigan. Oh, forward pass on to Clark. Last tackle of this set. Edwards tries to grub it through. Well, just bounced in the field of play. Pinpoint kick from Edwards. Well, he's going to be the danger man there. There's no danger about this Edwards and Botica and the Wigan team. They're full of internationals, aren't they? And they're going to be a handful. The Saints have quite a few internationals in their team. First scrum going the Saints' way. Rapati trying to break out of the tackle. Edwards, well, that man should be penalised there. Cowie going over the top. What they call the flopper now. Surely his progress was halted, Rapati. But now it's with John Neal. Good ball onto Sonny Nicol. John Neely's being brought on a bungle by the veteran Kevin Ward, driving up, taking the ball up, turning in the tackle and releasing it. Now with Chris Joynt, well, looks a little high there on the joint from Edwards. But referee Whitfield, he usually lets the game flow. George Mann breaking through. Just held down in the field of play. Phil Clark completes the tackle. Last one now of this set. Alan Hunt gets it away. It's come back to Hunt. But Wigan, well, I thought Hunt had it, but Wigan have it. And if Andy Platt has it there, the ball was kicked forward. In my impartial opinion, I think that should have been an offside. It would have been accidental. But Wigan do have possession. 3 minutes of the game gone in this traditional Yuletide derby. A healthy crowd on, must be 20,000 or a massing 20,000. Andy Platt gets the ball away, Edwards has it. Wigan with an overlap. Well, Crompton couldn't get it away, gets it away to Martin Fire. Botica in at the corner, and Wigan are in. Good play from Wigan, 3.5 minutes gone. And Botica in at the corner. Wigan keeping the ball moving. Andy Platt there, he created it. Good play from Platt in the second row, but he's played a hell of a lot of rugby lately in the prop forward position. But Platt created it. He caused havoc in the States defence there. He took it diagonal to this bottom right-hand corner. A fire come there, and this man Botica again was on hand, and he touched down in the corner. Prolific goal kicker, and he's got well, he can kick it from anywhere, can't he? A difficult kick. It's 20 metres out and only about 3 metres in from this touchline. So Wigan on the board first, just over 3 minutes gone. Botica with a try. Wigan in the lead. Even though this game is being screened live on Sky, you can't beat your Saints video, and the crowd here has not been, well, I don't think it's been influenced by the game being on Sky. Looks a good kick from Botica. Yes, it's just creeped over. You can't give this man half a chance. He can kick them from all over the field. Wigan taking an early lead, 6 points to 0. A hell of a crowd here, 20,000 there must be. About an hour before kick-off it was really packed, and the popular side choir have been in good voice. The Eddington end packed to capacity. Saints forced to kick off. Hampson takes it cleanly. Wigan again, bringing the ball away. Now with Cowie, the Saints tackling's got to be firm. And Harrison coming in there. They're that quick from the play of the ball of Wigan, but Crompton this time brought down by Joynt. Now with Dennis Betts, he gets the ball away to Andy Platt. 6th tackle of this sequence. Botica back to Edwards. Kicks it crossfield, Jared McCracken. Well, they've got to give McCracken 10 metres, and that's nowhere near 10 metres. It is now. And McCracken goes over. A fire in one of the tacklers. Now with Gary Connolly. Comes crossfield as Connolly. Rated as the best English centre in the game. Well, we must have two of the best centres in the English game with Connolly and Loughlin. His first full game last week, and he had a stormer, didn't he? Now with Chris Joynt. Wigan penalised for offside. First penalty of the game with nearly 7 minutes gone. Saints will have a go for goal, I feel. Yes, Shane Cooper just saying, come on, David Lyon, let's see what you can do. Traditional Yuletide fixture this against Wigan. Obviously, weather being the main factor. Been freezing all week, and as we said before, Eric Edwards and his staff and the helpers got in this ground into a good playing surface, and it's an excellent playing surface, isn't it? Wigan tried to get the Saints to take it to Central Park. I wonder who they're trying to kid, eh? No chance of going to Central Park. We don't even like going when we have to go there, do we, in the return fixture. But anyway, David Lyon is going to have a pot shot at goal. 30 metres out. Always good derbies these with the holiday period, both Easter and Christmas time, with people visiting the relatives and families come here. It's been a tradition for lots of years, more than I care to remember. But David Lyon chips it, it goes to the right. It's in the field of play, Wigan come away with it. Saints will have to press up there, close Wigan down. Good tackling there, George Mann, taking Dennis Betts down. They've got to move in quickly. John Neal strikes for the ball. He must have made contact. The referee, Whitfield, waves the tackle count back to 1. And it's Andy Platt coming through. No place for the faint heart out there on the pitch today. Wigan want to keep up the lead. Obviously they're in first position in the Stoke Bitter League. They've a game in hand on the Saints and the 2 points clear. Well, Wigan spread it. Edwards onto Cowie. Joint, Dwyer and Nickel combine to bring him down. Saints urged to get back on side by referee Whitfield. Now it's with Edwards. Short ball there again to Farrer. Andy Platt is not pleased with what's going on, but let's just get on with the game, Andy. Now with Crompton, chipped it high. A tester for Lyon, but no problem. Wigan lad, David Lyon. David's dad, Jeff Lyon, he played against the Saints at Wembley, 1961. Rapati now. So David Lyon obviously comes from a good pedigree. Both Lyon and Joint, 2 Wiganers there, and they've been playing out of the skin for the Saints, haven't they? And here's Chris Joint. Dwyer attacked in half. Short ball now, John Neal, Shane Cooper looking for the return pass. Wigan there closing the Saints down, and this is what they do. Excellent football inside Wigan. The Saints also. Rapati on the last tackle, grubbers it towards the corner flag. Hampson takes it. Cooper comes in and takes Hampson. Excellent play there from the Saints captain. Now with Martin afire. Jump to the ground. Oh, one of the danger men. Well, they're all danger men in the Wigan side, aren't they? Well, that looked forward to Paniper from Botica, even from our position. But referee Whitfield ruled it okay. Dean Bell, tough New Zealand captain. Well, Bernard Dwyer there saying that Bell's gone in with the elbow on him, and Bernard Dwyer doesn't make a meal out of anything, does he? Andy Platt knocks it forward. John Neal picks it up. Saints get it away to George Mann. Dwyer again. Out to Cooper. Saints moving it over to the right. Overlap on the right for the Saints. Connolly. Well taken high, but breaks out of the tackle. Wigan urged to get back. 11 minutes of the game gone. 6 points to 0. Wigan are in the lead. Rapati. Good ball to Joint. Oh, Joint's going for the line. Brought down inches short. Excellent tackling by Wigan. Dwyer gives the dummy. Tries for the line. Superb tackling from Wigan. Cooper out to Hunt. Yes, Hunt's in. Superb try by Alan Hunt. He squeezes in at the corner. Saints it back in good style. Alan Hunt's back after a 3-match suspension. And a superb ball from Saints captain Shane Cooper to Alan Hunt. He still had to squeeze in, but he had turned excellently. And he's here receiving the plaudits of the popular side faithful. Saints pull 4 points back, 6 points to 4 at present. And the there's Paul Loughlin conversion. Paul Loughlin given the kicking duties. Paul's teeing up for this kick. Well, we'll just try and give him a little hush. Ball, he strikes it well, but it's gone to the left. So, after 12 minutes of play, Saints 4, Wigan 6. And the game just bubbling up now. Saints capitalising on loose Wigan play. And Hunt squeezing into the corner. His 16th try of the season. Jason Robinson just limbering up. And it looks as though they're going to bring Martin a fire up, but Saints have the possession. Cooper back. Good ball to Paul Loughlin. Taken high, but managed to get forward. And Edwards again there doing his crying. Dwyer brings it blindside. Dwyer kicks through. Hampson brings it, gathers the loose ball and kicks out at to play the ball. But Wigan have possession. Martin a fire off the pitch. Nobody's gone on to replace a fire yet, but he's just having treatment. We know the club doctor there, he's this the magic man, isn't he? Or he's supposed to be the magic man anyway for Wigan. So down to 12 players temporarily at Wigan. They have possession. Edwards now coming crossfield. This little man will have to be bounced into the ground at every available opportunity. Botica now chips it over the Saints defence. Hunt and Lyon are back. Hunt gathers it. Has to take the tackle. Cooper there at dummy half. David Lyon. Well, through the beats Kelvin Skerritt. Sidesteps past him. Bernard Dwyer. Having a storm, and it's Bernard Dwyer. And there's not many times that Bernard doesn't. David Lyon taking a knock. And the fire's going to be replaced. Rapati onto Harrison. Now with John Neal, George Mann, Connolly now, McCracken on the outside. Superb tackling on that far side by Wigan. Connolly now on the last tackle. He kicks it crossfield. Putting pressure on Hampson. There's only Hampson and Panaper back there. Hampson gets through, but Connolly wraps him up. Phil Beavers and Gus O'Donnell limbering up. And I would imagine the Saints coach, Mike McLennan, will have these two limbering up at regular intervals in case they're needed. Now it's Panaper running crossfield. Dwyer brings him down. Knock-on call for, but referee Whitfield said it went back. Edwards now. George Mann brings him down. Bernard Dwyer around the top. And the last tackle of this set as Crompton gets the ball away. Alan Hunt lets it run into touch. So scrum down to be formed. 20 metres from the Saints line. And 10 metres in from the Popular side. Stand. Second scrum of the match. Saints taking the other clean scrum, but Robin Whitfield wants them over a shade or two. Cooper feeds it. Saints have possession. David Lyon linking up, he gets it away to Rapati. Moves it over to Connolly. Excellent tackling by Wigan. Over on that far side. Andrew Farrow doing a bit of mauling. McCracken breaks through. Looking for a big game off this McCracken. And what a time to give one today. There'd be no danger about that, would there? Rapati taken down. Saints moving it crossfield. Chris Joint straightens up. Gets it away to Cooper. Out to George Mann. Superb play by the Saints. It's reeled all on. Now with Alan Hunt. Oh, just losing his footing. But Saints gain 50 yards. Cooper again leading the charge. John Neal away to Nicol. Nicol sees the gap, tries for the line, held down 5 metres short. Nicol goes again, the try's there! Nicol's in for a try! Goes in for the second try of the afternoon, and Sonny's 7th of the season. He was brought down just inches short on the 6th tackle. He played it to himself, caught Wigan unawares, played him at their own game, and drove over for a try. Puts the Saints in the lead, 8 points to 6, and this Loughlin conversion will give the Saints a 4-point cushion. Loughlin now, just over 10 metres out. Looking for his first of the afternoon, and he's got it. Saints take the lead at 10 points to 6, with a conversion by Paul Loughlin to that Nicol try. After 17 minutes, after Wigan taking the lead in the 3rd minute, with a Botica try and goal. Well, Saints hit back in good fashion. 19 minutes on the clock, and Saints in the lead by 10 points to 6. Just the thought of the Saints-Wigan derby makes the hairs on the back of your neck stick up, doesn't it? But especially after the Saints going behind and coming back with some excellent rugby. Led by the captain, Shane Cooper, been involved in everything. John Neal again. Wigan move up quickly as ever. I mean, half of the time Edwards would be as well playing with us, wouldn't he? Because he's lined up with us. Well, he's there again, mauling on Shane Cooper. And we know Edwards and Cooper, the best of friends, aren't they? Cooper just gives him a bit of a love tap occasionally just to keep him in check. The last tackle of the set. Now with John Neal, he's charged down. Cooper has it. Another 6 tackles for the Saints. With David Lyon, holds it to perfection, gives it to Tirapati, back to Connolly, out to McCracken, let's see him go. Jason Robinson, who came on for a fire, just tapped his ankles, but it's Nicol again. Superb charge by Nicol. Brilliant display by the Saints, and let's get another one on the board here. Oh, good running by Joint there, but good tackling by Crompton. Blind side for the Saints. Man, to Rapati. Took it well. Back to Joint. High tackling there. Well, mauling and roaming by Skerritt. Alan Hunt to John Neal. Saints charging up, the last tackle of the sequence. Will we go for a drop? Rapati says, oh, he's chipped it through. It's a knock-on. That's a knock-on to the Saints. Oh, he's knocked it forward. He can't let that go on. Wigan knocked the ball forward clearly there. But it's allowed to go on. I didn't know whether the Saints had it back. Robinson there coming in field. Come on, you Saints, is the cry. Dean Bell now. Gets the ball away to Panaper. Hunt and Joint bring him down. Crompton for Wigan, on to Skerritt. Superb game so far. 22 minutes gone. Botica comes, well, he's lost possession as Botica. Yes, he knocked it forward. Edwards there as ever, going to the referee and claiming that the ball had been knocked from his hands. But Botica clearly knocked it forward. The sheer strength of the tackling there, making Wigan losing the ball. Cooper to feed. The ball still held in the scrum. But Saints do have it. A rather shabby scrum there. George Mann out to Connolly. Good ball to Lyon. Into space. Laughlin's with him. Hunt's with him. Out to Hunt. Oh yes. Hunt's in again. What a superb try. Hunting for his second. The Saints leading try scorer, powering in there for a try, but it was David Lyon. He created the gap in the middle. He created acres of space. He held the ball to perfection, and Alan Hunter finished off with a flourish. So Wigan there, they're holding an inquest behind the line as Saints extend the lead to 14 points to 6. 3 tries, plus 1 Laughlin goal at present, hoping for the second. Let's hope he just makes the adjustments needed after his failure just a few minutes earlier. So Paul Laughlin now, looking for his second. So yes, that's a rasper, right between the uprights. 16 points to 6. Saints in a 10-point cushion after being 6 points down. Wigan making another substitution. They're bringing Billy McGinty on for Neil Cowie. Well, they're hoping to. Yes, he's on now. And the popular side choir just letting the Wiganers know that they're not singing anymore, and they're not, are they? Not surprising either when you're getting stuffed. But the Saints playing out of the skin. They're looking to hit back after 2 defeats, the last 2 games against Castleford. 1 in the league, 1 in the Regal. Losing 16-6 at Cass, and then just going down here by 12-8 in the Regal when Kevin Ward had been sent off for an alleged trip. They played out of the skin though, the Saints, and they're keeping the ball moving. Cooper, Chris Joint, just taken down there by Clark. Cooper onto George Mann. He's looking to release it back to Cooper. Last tackle of this sequence. And Saints captain Shane Cooper chips it diagonally, and Robinson brings it up. George Mann temporarily stops him. He's one of the up-and-coming starlets to Wigan, is Robinson, from the Hunslet area. Fitted in well at Wigan, and he's quite a versatile campaigner. John Harrison receiving treatment down just below us to the right. Looks as though he's got a nasty knock in the nose, possibly a broken nose, and Gus O'Donnell stripping off just in case he's needed. It may be a blood bin replacement. But Gus O'Donnell, yes, it's a blood bin replacement, with Harrison going to be going off. Wigan are in possession. Platt has the ball. Wigan now. Dean Bell chipping it cross field. Dennis Betts took his eye off it, knocked it forward. But Saints have the possession back. Neil out to Connolly. George Mann looking for the gap. And there's been a few gaps in this Wigan defence this afternoon, hasn't there? Saints have capitalised well. Bernard Dwyer now, he's taking the ball up. John Harrison with his blood streaming, with his nose I should say, streaming with blood. Definitely a 4-pointer today at the top of the table. Good ball, Rabati, Connolly, inside to Lyon. Takes another high tackle off Edwards, and referee Whitfield doesn't pick it up. But Saints have another man injured on the far side. But the touch judge coming in for a high tackle there. Finally picked up. It'll be a penalty to the Saints. Only the second penalty of the match, I make it, after 27 minutes. For consultation between the both touch judges now going in. Looks like Tirapati that's injured on the right, and also John Harrison receiving treatment. Gus O'Donnell looking to come on as a blood bin replacement. But Saints are going to have the penalty. And Andrew Farrer being spoken to. Tirapati fully fit. John Harrison is, I think he's all right now. I don't think the Saints are going to have the blood bin. No, back to square one. Oh, it's after the touch judge's intervention, is it? The Saints been taken back. Why? As they've made progress, but the penalty still awarded to the Saints. Saints spreading it out. Bernard Dwyer again. Saints in the lead, 16 points to 6, 12 minutes before the half-time interval. Cooper onto McCracken, coming through at pace, and I would imagine Saints will employ McCracken, running hard at this young lad, Robinson. As Connolly brings it centre field. Upended by Andy Platt. Superb competitor Platt. John Harrison turns it inside to Chris Joynt, looking for support. George Mann back to Tirapati, gets it over to the right, John Neal. He's taken down, some excellent tackling, Platt and Botica involved there, but it's Rapati, out to Paul Loughlin. Power display from Loughlin. Last tackle of this set. Cooper a dummy half, chips it through. Oh, we're going to have possession. Well, knocked back, but Saints now will do their utmost to contain Wigan in that 20-metre area, and McCracken there was leading the charge. Solid display from the Saints again, but the Saints penalised this time for some over-exuberance in the tackle, and the Wigan player there just having a blow. McCracken being spoken to in the presence of captain Shane Cooper. Robin Whitfield there, he's let the game flow, only the third penalty in half an hour. But Wigan now are going to have possession just outside their own 20-metre area. They're trailing by 16 points to 6, I'm very pleased to say. And the Saints have put up a power display so far this afternoon. Botica, short ball to Platt. Superb shoulder charge by George Mann. But Wigan move it quickly. George Mann was in again. He played excellently against Castleford last week. And we know Kevin Ward sent off after 5 minutes, and then the Saints, they gave a soft try away when St John Ellis went in at this bottom right-hand corner. But I'll tell you something, Ward sent off after 5 minutes, and the disciplinary committee met on Christmas Eve. I'll bet you a pound to a pinch of you-know-what that if a pie eater had been sent off, there wouldn't have been a disciplinary meeting, would there? They'd have closed down for the holidays. But it's history now. Ward's got a 2-match ban, and we've just got to get on with it, and we're doing well this afternoon with both our props, Harrison and John Neal, putting up a sterling display, as is Sonny Nicol there. Power play from this big lad. Cooper, Chris Joynt, looking to release it, but get it round the top. Andy Platt there had him stopped as well. Cooper and Dwyer, well, looking for that half gap is Dwyer, but he gets up, wants a quick play the ball. 3 or 4 Wiganers offside. The Saints move it. Cooper again. It's knocked down by Wigan. It'll be another 6 tackles. Yes, that's correct. David Lyon did well there, linking up with the back line. Well, another high tackle there, and referee Whitfield said it was round the chest. Well, I mean, Jonathan Neal there, he copped a high one off Edwards. That's about 3 or 4 high tackles that Edwards has come in with this afternoon. Cooper, Harrison. 16-6 to score, a 10-point cushion for the Saints. But you can't afford to relax against Wigan. Rapati! Yes! Oh, just brought down by an ankle tap for Hampson. Saints driving, yes, they're in! Yes! Saints are in! Chris Joyce scores! Just to the left of the sticks! Chris Joyce. Chris Joyce was in for the try. Superb work by Rapati. Just held down short. Hampson ankle tapped him from the play of the ball. It was moved just to the left. And Chris Joyce went in for a try. 20 points to 6. And Loughlin to convert. (22-6) the score will be here after Loughlin's popped this one over. Yes, Loughlin, his third of the afternoon, and obviously his third of the season. Been out for over 6 months with a badly broken arm. You can see he's got that cast, that padding, not a cast, protective padding on his right arm, but he pops that one over. And the Saints extend the lead 22 points to 6. Shane Cooper leading by example. Saints ripping this Wigan side to tatters this afternoon. Six minutes before the interval. Let's hope Saints can get more points on the board. Dwyer brings it blindside. George Mann. He drives it up. Wigan urge to get back outside. Dwyer brings it blindside again. Chips it through for Alan Hunt. Hampson takes it cleanly, but he's knocked it forward. Well, I thought he'd taken it cleanly, but Hampson knocked it forward. Alan Hunt bearing down on him, but an excellent kick from Bernard Dwyer. Chipped it through for Alan Hunt. I thought Hampson had taken it, but a little knock on. Cooper to feed the scrum. Referee Whitfield not happy with it. Wigan not backing correctly. The ball was coming out Saints side. It's here again. Saints, let's see what they can do. Rapati takes it crossfield. Lyon linking up. Looking for support. Rapati's there again. Saints keep the ball moving. And when the Saints are in this frame of mind, there's nobody can live with them, is there? And Wigan are paying the cost this afternoon. 22-6 they're down. And with 5 minutes before the interval, Harrison leading the charge. The popular side choir erupts again. Rapati, inside ball to George Mann. Takes it well after juggling with it. 10 yards from the Wigan line. Cooper, inside to John Neal. A tower of strength this afternoon, John Neal. He took everything, took the ball up at every available opportunity. Joint straightens it up, looking for support. Last tackle, I wouldn't be surprised if Saints didn't have a go for drop, but they might have a go for another try. Dwyer chips it through. It's too deep. Wigan will restart from the centre of the 20-metre line. Crompton plays it quickly. Edwards, first man. Quickly dispatched to the earth by Dwyer and Harrison. Jason Robinson coming centre field. Just losing his footing, but he's a versatile fellow, this lad. Botica sidesteps well off both feet, and Wigan there again. 30 metres. Now with Dennis Betts. The Saints tackling, they'll have to hold firm. They can't afford really to let Wigan get a score before the interval. Contain Wigan well. Edwards along the line. Clark. Loughlin takes him round the top. Joint at him. Stops his progress. Andrew Farrer at dummy half. Edwards now. Chips a high one. David Lyon. Oh, well, went up bravely for it, Lyon. He gets the ball away to McCracken. He moves over to the right, does McCracken. Superb play. McCracken plays it to himself. Drives it forward, gains another 15, 20 metres. Alan Hunt now from the left wing over to the right. Takes the tackle with Rapati looming up. Saints bring it up again. John Neal, tireless worker in this powerhouse forward lineup. Harrison, short ball to Joint. Joint, support there by Harrison again. Inside to Cooper. Saints move it. Crossfield, Connolly. Good ball to McCracken. Took it well. But the Wigan defence is tireless, isn't it? McCracken just taking a knock. Last tackle as Rapati chips it through. Hampson knocks it forward, gathers it, but Cooper tidies him up. Superb play by the Saints captain. Botica. He's held just outside, 10 metres from his own line. Get it now. He comes through. Rapati and Joint bring him down. Edwards up to Dean Bell. Only one chance of Wigan, and they capitalised on it. So when Andy Platt went through and flipped it to Botica in the 3rd minute. But Saints have possession. Wigan losing possession. They knocked it forward, and Harrison, Connolly, I should say, tidied it up. George Mann now. Bounces off the Wigan defence yet again and again, and gets the ball away to Joint. Bell, brings him down. And Billy McGinty in again. Dwyer brings it blind onto John Neal. He gets it away to Dwyer. Now with Cooper. Rapati into a big hole. Nichols with him. Nichols driving for the line just as his ankle's tapped. He gets up and drives again, does Nicholl. The Saints are putting it together. We want to try before the interval, but the touch judge is on. Could it be a penalty for the Saints? With Nicholl wanting to get up. Well, the touch judge is pointing towards the Saints, and anything can happen. Well, the touch judge bringing play back for whatever reason. Well, they're just having a tete-a-tete out of earshot, I feel. But the Saints are coming through, just doing a little bit of ear-wigging. But it's going to be a penalty to the Saints. Kelvin Skerritt being spoken to in the presence of his captain, Dean Bell. But I think Paul Loughlin will be asked to hopefully convert this penalty award into points. It'll be the last kick of the game. I make it 40 minutes on my watch. For time, well, a high tackle there indicated by referee Whitfield. 22-6 the score at present. And we remember not very long ago, well, about 1987, that's about 5 years ago, isn't it? When Saints were at Central Park and Wigan were stuffing the Saints 22-6 at half-time, and Saints came back and won 32-22. We won't have a repeat of that this afternoon, I'm quite sure, as Loughlin... Oh, look at that! Precision kicking by Loughlin. His 4th goal of the afternoon. Extend the Saints lead to 24 points to 6, and there's a half-time hooter. So what a pulsating tie we've got here at Nosey Road, with the Saints going into the lead, going into the half-time interval, leading comfortably by 24 points to 6, trailing 6 points to 0 after 3 minutes, and then they hit back in good style, with tries from Hunt twice, Nicholl and Joint, and 3 Loughlin conversions and a Loughlin penalty goal right at the death there. So the half-time score here at the interval of the pulsating Yuletide clash at Nosey Road is St Helens 24, Pie Eaters 6. Throwing the white flag in. Okay, right. With you for the second half of this Yuletide derby, with the old Pie Eaters on the wrong end of a 24-6 scoreline. I'm very pleased to tell you, Gus O'Donnell on at half-time. Saints kick off, and they're going to put pressure. Well, oh, just Saints have possession, have they? No. Unlucky there. The ball taking an awkward bounce, and Martin Crompton just coming up with it. It's Wigan coach John Morney. No doubt he'll have been reading the riot act at the half-time interval. Trailing by 24 points to 6, and as I said just before the interval, I'm sure we won't have a recurrence of that time when the Saints came back from a 22-6 deficit. Hampson there allowed to go on. The tackle not completed. Last tackle of this sequence. Farrer flicks it to Platt. Back to Edwards, gets the ball away under a lot of pressure. Gus O'Donnell takes it. Down with David Lyon now. Gus O'Donnell transferred last season, or to the end of last season. Season challenge from Wigan. Couldn't get a regular first team place. £80,000 pie. He'll be looking for a big game today against the opposition. Played well in the Charity Shield final against Wigan at Gateshead. Rapati now in the clear, only the full-back to beat. He breaks over. He's going, still going, Rapati, and he gets ball by Edwards. The referee doesn't pick it up, but the Saints now. Gus O'Donnell chips it through for Connolly. Yes! It must be a try. Yes! Lions touchdown! 2 minutes into the second half. David Lyon touching it down. O'Donnell chipped it through. Connolly couldn't make it, but David Lyon did. Well, today's match day mascot, Andrew Critchley, he'll be laughing it up today, along with the other about 12,000 Saints speckers here this afternoon. Well, I think it was up to Botica scoring in the 3rd minute that Wigan hadn't scored a try against the Saints this season. 17-0 in the Charity Shield. 5-4 in the Lancashire Cup tie, which was in the final, Lancashire Cup final, which was 2 goals and a drop goal. But Loughlin again, no, waved away, unlucky. 28-6. The Saints faithful come alive, and I just hope that the Wigan contingent can stop with us for the rest of the game, because they're not renowned to hanging on, especially when they're getting stuffed, are they? 28-6, and there's large exits all around the ground, and I'm sure the old pie eaters will make good use of them. Well, a high tackle there, an elbow going in. Billy McGinty in there as well on Jared McCracken, and the man's prone on the ground. It was Andy Platt, I think, that went in with it. Robin Whitfield just waving him away, but Jared McCracken, he's not in a very well condition there. Saints club doctor John Hughes just going on, but it looks as though Andy Platt went in. Andy Platt and Billy McGinty, but the man, well, Jared McCracken being treated before referee Whitfield makes his decision, and I think that if it was Platt, I think he'll be going for the early bath, because that was a vicious tackle there on Jared McCracken. I mean, he's only about 6'3", McCracken, isn't he? Well, the Saints faithful, well, Robin Whitfield reaching for his pocket, but the Saints faithful just letting that man know what they think about him. Andy Platt's walked away, Billy McGinty is still there, whether it was the... Skerritt. No, it may have been Skerritt that did the tackle, we don't know. Skerritt's there as well. There are Andy Platt to McGinty and Skerritt all round the area. But McCracken's up now, but somebody's going to be spoken to. They're either going to get 10 minutes or they're going to get the red card. It's the red card! Yes, and rightly so. Using the elbow is the indication, and it's Skerritt. He doesn't like it, but he's going. Referee Whitfield just checking his number, but Skerritt's got his marching orders. He doesn't like it. He's going in the dugout. Well, he's got to go off the field completely. He's gone in the dugout. He's been given the red card. Jared McCracken taking a high one there. McGinty involved again. Now it's Dwyer leading the charge. Wigan down to 12 men. O'Donnell, Cooper, on to Sonny Nicol. Clark there, penalised for not letting Nicol get up to play the ball. Saints are going to go for the two-pointer. Paul Loughlin looking to get the 30 points. Paul Loughlin, 14 metres out, more or less centre field. Excellent kick by Loughlin. Oh, hits the post and comes back. Crompton takes it again as the Saints follow up. McGinty bringing the ball away. Crompton now. Dermot, the regular hooker, out injured. Crompton filling in. Only a handful of games for Wigan this season. Last tackle for Wigan. Edwards has some pressure put on him. McCracken, he tidied it up. But the touch judge is on. as McCracken goes downfield. Obviously a fight on the far side, but McCracken still going. Referee Whitfield now stopping play. And Sonny Nicol the last to get up as tempers fray again. What's been a pulsating tie, and the Wiganers now are turning it into a fight. They're on the wrong end of a 28 points to 6 beating, and they're trying to cause mayhem, roughing up at every possible convenience. Well, we're just sorting things out. If I can say a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a prosperous New Year, to Dennis Hartley from Mecklerston Bowling Club, one of our regular viewers, our regular Tuesday night viewers. Thanks very much for the flowers earlier in the season, Dennis, and also the present you gave me at Christmas. And Dennis, he told me, obviously confidential, a message. He said that he reckons that the Saints had stuffed Wigan today. Well, we're on song, aren't we? Sonny Nicol, 10 minutes in the sin bin. With Andy Platt. So Wigan reduced to 11 players. Saints reduced to 12. Yeah, Scary team has made his way off the field. I knew he'd gone into the dugout. I was just checking with our Wigan video team. So as I've said, lots of our Saints videos make their way all around the world. New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. An old pal of mine, Sue Oldham, as I knew her, from Little and Crescent. She's in South Africa. She has been over for a few visits, and no doubt she'll be following the Saints' fortunes. And whether she'll get a video of this, I don't know, but it's going to be a collector's item, this is, provided the Saints keep up the impetus. Clark for Wigan. Wigan in possession. Edwards to Dean Bell. Saints urged to get back on side. Crompton from acting halfback, looking for support. Last tackle of this set. No doubt Wigan will put a high one up. Edwards turns it inside to Clark. It's going to be the turnover. Poor play from Wigan there. Clark won't release the ball, he does now. Cooper just assists him, but now it's George Mann out to Loughlin. Alan Hunt on his outside. Class written all through him, Loughlin. As I said, both these centres, I think if you cut them in half, they'd have St Helens stamped all through them. Chris Joint, power play from this big lad. Only about 20 years of age, signed from Oldham. Now it's O'Donnell. Rapati, along to Connolly. Tried to shrug the tackle off. Finally held. The referee shouts held. As Farrer completes the last tackle. Connolly and Farrer just eyeballing each other there. Oh, super Cooper. Moves it through, gives her an excellent dummy. Last tackle of this set. Gus O'Donnell puts it downfield. Hampson and Robinson, but Hampson has it. Connolly and O'Donnell wrap him up. Careful for the kick out by Hampson. Now it's with Clark. He gets it away to Robinson. George Mann wraps him up. Takes him back. The man's still moving. Referee shouts held. His impetus had been stopped. But now it's Wigan in possession. Moving it over to the right. Pottiker. Good ball there. Farrer, well, he's lost it. Saints have possession. the knock-on. Yes, so Wigan regain possession. It's going to be a scrum down with the Saints feed. 28-6 the score. A real healthy crowd, and it's going to take a mammoth task by Wigan to come back from this, and they've no chance, have they? Saints moving it crossfield. Connolly! Oh, just taken down by Dean Bell, but Bell hanging on. Loughlin turns it in field. O'Donnell, Cooper. Joint linking in. Wigan defence has slightly tightened up, but Crompton, I think it is, penalised. Not allowing Joint to get up to play the ball quickly enough. And we'll say it's go for goal again. I think Paul Loughlin might have another shot, you know. No, David Lyon kicks it for touch, finds touch just short of the Wigan 20-metre. Saints putting the pressure on. John Harrison powering forward, 10 yards now from the Wigan line. Saints in the lead, 28-6. Oh yes, George Mann tried to flick it up to Dwyer. George Mann relieved of the ball. Penalty to the Saints, and to be quite honest with the Saints pressing there, it should be 10 minutes in the sin bin for an offence like that. Well, as you know, Saints and Wigan, traditional derbies, Good Friday and Boxing Day. I know it's not Boxing Day, it was yesterday, but it's been brought to the Sunday, the Christmas Sunday, and we played Wigan for, well, since I was born anyway, the traditional fixture. That's obviously apart from 1980-81 season, when our compatriots from Central Park were languishing in Division 2. But let's not dwell on that too much. We've only won 2 games in the last, well, 10 years. But this is going to be the 3rd, isn't it? Loughlin pops his 5th of the afternoon over. That brings the 30 points up for the Saints, 30 points to 6. And it's going to be Wigan's 2nd defeat of the season. They were beaten by Hull by just 1 point, 14-13 in their opening league match at Central Park. As Hampson kicks it crossfield, Cooper again, turns it inside to Connolly. Connolly again. Well, he's wrapped up. Farrer doing a little bit of mauling. Rapati lost the ball, then it's gone back, the referee says. I would have thought that was a knock-on, but referee Whitfield in charge. Good ball there onto Alan Hunt. Just taken down. Good Wigan cover defence there. Hunt looked away. Excellent ball from Loughlin, but the Saints spread it again. Cooper. Rapati now, one wing to the other. Connolly turns it inside. Cooper taking man and ball, 2 captains together, Bell and Cooper. Bernard Dwyer, good ball to Joint, runs strongly. Cooper has it, looking for runners. Uses Harrison as the foil, but Loughlin can't take it. O'Donnell makes sure and kicks it to touch, but it's a knock-on. And a scrum to be formed. Be the first scrum with the Wigan feed in this match, and we've 17 minutes into the second half. 30 points to 6 to score, and can we have a repeat of the 69-70 season? That was at Central Park though, when the Saints came through and they stuffed Wigan 53 points to 11. Well, that scrum's going to have to be reformed. Wigan have possession, the first scrum they've had in this match, or the first heel, first feed. Farrer and Edwards. Edwards the leading try scorer. Well, loose ball. McCracken chips it forward. Yes, McCracken is in. No, it's not dead by McCracken or Cooper. I think, McCracken, but we're going to restart from the centre of the 20-metre line. Wigan caught at 6s and 7s there, the Saints taking them off the game. Both Sonny Nicholl and Andy Platt looking to get back on. As we know, Wigan down to 11 men. Skerritt sent off after 5 minutes of the second half. And Nicholl and Platt, 10 minutes in the sin bin for a little disagreement centre field. Just 4 minutes later, but it's Edwards now. Well, it looked a good tackle on the far side, but the touch judge coming in, he's obviously taken exception to the Saints tackling on Edwards on the far side. But this man Edwards, you've got to get in there and bounce him down. Nicholl and Platt now out of the dugout, looking to strengthen the sides. But it's Crompton up to the 10-metre line. Robinson attacked, Botica, I beg your pardon, attacked in half-back. Clark, short ball to McGinty. Rapati is a good tackle, but Gus O'Donnell taking a knock there. As the Wigan man run through, now it's with Farrett. George Mann wraps him up round the top and Rapati in again. New Zealand duo bounced this man down. Well, Rapati penalised. Wigan take a quick tap, but somebody's going to be sin-binned now. George Mann, I think. Well, George Mann sin-binned. Impeding Clark in his efforts to play the ball. So both teams down to 12 men. Cowie, he drives it up. Let's see if the Saints can keep the line intact. Botica, Clark, short ball there to Platt. Back on after 10 minutes rest, but the score's 30 points to 6. We're in the last quarter. 20 minutes played in this second half. 20 minutes to go. And it doesn't look as though there's many people moving, but the Wiganers usually renowned for doing the Wigan walk, aren't they? I can imagine in another 10 minutes we'll see a stream of pie eaters drifting off. But the Saints defence there, holding well. Oh, superb tackling. But Wigan spreading it out. Hampson, McCracken takes it. Can he go all the way? Oh, good tackling there. Good cover defence by Botica. McCracken went for the interception. And he took the ball, but just couldn't beat Botica. And he's had a bit of hammer this afternoon as McCracken, hasn't he? Well, Clark there, holding Nicholl down. Wigan move up in an offside position on the referee's right, but Joint driving the ball up. Superb display by the Saints this afternoon. You'll have a job to pick a man of the match. An excellent team performance against allegedly the best team in the land. Saints now, overlap on the left, Rapati moves it over. Alan Hunt makes sure, stops it with his legs, and then takes the ball up. If the passing had been clean, well, Alan Hunt, there must be a penalty, that. Yes, I should think so too. Alan Hunt pushed off the ball in his efforts to get up and play it quickly. Paul Loughlin's going to have a go for goal, and I don't blame him either. Slow the game down, just let the Saints get a little bit more composure. While Paul's marking up, I've got a couple of hospital mentions. A mention to my mother, who's in Worcester Hospital, D2 ward. She gets well soon. Best wishes from all the family, and also a mention for my sister-in-law. She's in H4 in Whiston, Georgina Dukes. We wish her a speedy recovery, and we hope the suppositories work soon. She's having a little bit of problem parting with anything. I've always said she wouldn't part without, but she has to be assisted. Anyway, best wishes from Sister Chris myself, Ron, Mother Irene and Brother Joe. So Lachlan lofts it. Waved away by the touch judges. The score still remains at 30 points to 6, but we're going to have to drop out, and the Saints are going to get back ball possession. Beavers being brought on for a patty. So a chance for Phil Beavers. Rapati's played well. So whether he has taken a knock or whether it's just putting Phil Beavers on, and Beavers can play anywhere, can't he? Full back, centre, stand off, loose forward, second row, you name it, and Beavers has played it, hasn't he? He's been a credit to the Saints. Came here in 1984 with the great Malmeninga, and we all said, Beavers, who's this fella? But he's proved himself here at St Helens, and he's been more or less a regular in those 8 or 9 seasons. I think Paul Loughlin's due for the next testimonial here at Nosey Road, and then I think it'll be Phil Beavers, but Saints move it. Well, Loughlin taken down, and that looked a little high by Farrer, but ruled around the chest. Gus O'Donnell chips it, puts Hampson under pressure, stops him, and the Saints cover defence come in. Hampson gets the ball away, and Wigan move it to the right. Dean Bell losing his footing, he has to go down. Panaper attacked in half. Saints down to 12 men, George Mann, Simbind, and Wigan down to 12 men with Skerritt sent off for an elbow on McCracken. Robinson now taken down by McCracken. 30 points to 6 to score, 18 minutes left on the clock on the scoreboard, or 17 minutes now, but I've got 15 on my watch. And no way that the Pie Eaters are going to come back from this. And they've been comprehensively stuffed by a superb Saints team this afternoon, who've given their all, and they bounced back well after 2 defeats by Castleford. A lofted ball, Saints are going to capitalise on it. Gus O'Donnell picks up well and breaks through, and we know what O'Donnell can do. Well, he's lost possession. That'll be disappointing, obviously, on the first tackle. Hunt being pushed off after he's made the tackle, but now it's Farrer. Inside ball, well taken there. Beavers comes in and brings Robinson to ground. Now it's Edwards, Cowie now. He gets the ball away, Edwards has it again. Superb tackle, Saints captain Shane Cooper brings Edwards down. And there's Shane just wishing him Merry Christmas in the tackle. Now it's McGinty, gets it over to far side. Panaper forced into touch. Superb tackling by the Saints. And what a game this has been for the Sky cameras, but it hasn't spoiled the crowd here. A bumper crowd, and as I said before, the game very doubtful all week, but the groundsman Eric Edwards and his staff have worked tirelessly with heaters and plastic covering, and as you can see, the ground hardly cutting up at all. Saints win scrum possession. Loughlin attacked in half. Now with David Lyon stretching and pumping those legs and still going. Gained 20 metres there and still being mauled by Bottiker. But referee Whitfield allowing the game to go. Chris Joint, he's worked tirelessly. Taking a bit of stick there. Cowie and Clark and Farrer dishing a bit out. But there's no Nancy's in this game. They're all tough. Good ball to Loughlin. Out to Hunt. Let's see what he can do. Oh, super pace by Hunt. Chips the man. Can Beavers take it? He can. Nicol has it. Nicol comes cross field. Nicol going in for his second. Yes! Superb try by Nicol. did well on the far side. He waltzed past Bannifer as if he wasn't there. Fed the ball inside. The ball was tidied up by Sonny Nicol. He came over where there's a big hole on this far right here, and he outpaced the Wigan cover and touched down in the corner. 34 points to 6 with 12 minutes of the game remaining. And they'll be tripping off shortly, the old pie eaters. Comprehensively whacked by a superbly drilled Saints outfit. And we all these pie eaters won, don't we? There's no danger about that, but Loughlin looking for his 6th. Across the face of the post, unlucky. I think he's missed about 5 this afternoon. Paul might have missed 4 and David Lyon missed 1. So what would it have been, eh? Another 10 on top of that. 44 points to 6. George Mann looking to come back on, and that's even though both teams down to 12 men, but George Mann coming back on. He's been off for 10 minutes. Oh, Cowie going in there on Cooper, but he bounces up, does Cooper. And now John Harrison. 10 minutes remaining, 34-6 the score, and a packed house here at Nosey Road. Kevin Ward sidelined for 2 matches, and it shows the strength of the Saints. Sonny Nicol again coming on at pace from that Cooper ball. I don't know whether the ball was actually meant for Sonny then, but he took it well. Shane Cooper, George Mann back on. Saints back to full complement. Farrer there doing a bit of mauling. Andy Platt holding as well. Well, Platt, he's offside, yes. He should know better. But Shane Cooper looked at the referee, and if he hadn't give that, well, there'd have been trouble, wouldn't there? He wasn't lined up, as was Andy Platt, and Shane Cooper came through. And David Lyon finds touch 10 metres in the Wigan half. John Harrison, first man up. McGinty in. Nicol again, run tirelessly. Nicol and Platt just sparring up. Dwyer, inside ball to George Mann. Support there from Sonny Nicol. Nicol's on the charge again. He's hauled down, 10 metres short. Saints are lining out, the ball will go right across, I think. Cooper, well, it was a terrible ball, that. Cooper bounces it down in disgust, but that was a shocking ball there. With Saints with the line, they was going to make the line out there, looking for further points. Well, Robinson in the people, he tipped the Saints today. I don't know whether the popular side choir are just asking Steve-O what's the score. He has been giving Saints good reports so far this season, but I don't know whether he picked us or not today. But after such a display by the Saints today, who can back against us? When Saints are in this form, there's nobody to live with them. We're going to have found that this afternoon. Dean Bell, lofted ball to Hampson. Beavers wraps him up. Nicol and Beavers mark up. Panaper at dummy half, on to Dean Bell. Clark gives the dummy. Looks in feed to Edwards. Edwards chips. But Connolly tidies it up and knocks the ball dead just to make sure. We know Edwards there. He can give a good chip as he did. He was following it up. Saints held off him. Hunt and Connolly were in there to get the ball, but Connolly made sure and knocked it dead. 34-6 the score. A comprehensive whacking of Wigan by the Saints. 34 points the Saints have scored without reply from Wigan after Wigan had opened the scoring in the 3rd minute. Botica now showed the urgency as the Saints closed in on him, but now it's Paniput from acting half, and the Saints will earn a few well-earned points this evening before the clash with Wigan, with Widnes, I beg your pardon, on New Year's Day. Clark now, as Rapati looking to be brought back into the game. John Harrison going to be substituted by Tia Rapati. The last tackle of this sequence. Wigan trying to chip it through, but the ball, Crompton knocks it dead. Saints will restart with a tap from the centre of the 20. John Harrison, tireless worker this afternoon. He's going to be brought off, and Tia Rapati is coming back on. So Big John gets a cheer. Gus O'Donnell came on for John Neal at half-time, and now John Harrison having a well-earned rest before the Saints meet Widnes. New Year's Day, a 7:30 kick-off on Sky again, so the Saints getting plenty of exposure on Sky. 7:30 live kick-off this Friday, and back here at Nosey Road next Sunday. Sky coverage when the Saints entertain Lee, and Saints will have to put that right for the defeat that Lee inflicted on the Saints on the mud bath at Tilton Park earlier in the season. Good run from Loughlin. Beavers runs it up. Clark doing a bit of mauling. Edwards round the bottom and Clark round the top. Quick hands, Rapati back in the action. Alan Hunt now. Taken down, excellent tackle on that far side, but the Saints gain valuable yardage. 35 yards upfield, and now it's Chris Joint, straightened it up, looking for support. 20 metres from the Wigan line, the last tackle of this sequence. Saints are in possession. Gus O'Donnell going for the drop. Can he get it? It's there. Yes, Gus O'Donnell lifts his fist up in the air. Another nail in the Wigan coffin. And O'Donnell's 4th drop goal of the season. You can't beat adding insult to injury, can you? 35 points to 6. Hampson kicks it deep. McCracken takes it in the in-goal area. Shane Cooper tells him, get cracking, move it forward. He beats the first line of Wigan defence. And Bernard Dwyer moves it crossfield. George Mann again. He's had an excellent game this afternoon as George Mann. The whole team has run tirelessly. Wigan a man down in the second half, 5 minutes into the second half, with Skerritt sent off for using the elbow in the tackle on McCracken. O'Donnell, good ball to Nicol. Nicol into space again. Drives it forward as Nicol. He's still going, looking for his hat-trick. He had support from Lyon on the left, but now it's with O'Donnell. Cooper beats the defence. Yes, up to Rapati. Oh, superb. Rapati, I bet he's got a big grin all over his face. Oh, excellent rugby, created by Nicol, turned inside and finished by Rapati. Rapati gets the Saints' 7th try of the afternoon. With still 5 minutes on the clock, I make it 3 minutes on my watch. 49 points to 6, and it's going to be 41, isn't it? Rapati's 14th try of the season. He's second leading try scorer behind Hunt with 17, and Alan Hunt is as sharp as a tack, isn't he, after a 3-match ban. Loughlin there with his 6th goal of the afternoon. Points to 6 the score, and it's a good mark since Wigan was whacked by so many, isn't it? As I said, 53-11, 69-70 season, and we're on the way, aren't we? Plenty time yet. Shane Cooper been awarded the man of the match. And he leads by example to Shane Cooper. Bernard Dwyer onto Connolly, back to Cooper. Cooper's lost the ball. Well, it's going to be offside, that is. No, he's give the knock on, the forward pass. But Gus O'Donnell will come back in an offside position. So there's 2 men of the match, or 2 man of the match awards, I should say. Shane Cooper's got one, Gary Connolly's got the other. Wigan with only the second scrum win of the game, and Andrew Farrer coming crossfield, and solid tackling there. McCracken coming in on Farrer, and Cooper there as well, and whether Cooper copped a stray arm or toughest cheek, Cooper gets through some graft in the course of the match. One of the unsung heroes. Had a bit of stick the other season when he did have quite a quiet season, but he's led well this season. Wigan tried to spread it, Rapati tidies up, Saints move it over to the left, and the Saints public are hungry for more. Nickel haul down, Saints with a 2-man overlap on the far side, but Nickel well taken, wrapped up by Clark. George Mann now. Well, David Lyon, I think he's been, yes, crossing. David Lyon must have run in front of George Mann, and Wigan allowed to kick for touch, and just fine touch. They've been awarded the penalty. A minute of stoppage time on my watch. There's Cowie going for the line. He releases the ball, and the Saints hoping to keep the line intact as McGinty comes up again, and he's brought down where Cowie released the ball. Last gasp attempt from Wigan. Now with Botica. He moves it over to the right. Loughlin wraps him up, holds him back. Just waiting for the final hooter now. 41-6 to score, and Dean Bell comes through. Bell loses possession. Edwards has it, the knock-on given, yes. Bell there tried to flick it away when 2 Saints players had him. But there's the score, 41 points to 6, 39 minutes on the clock. But I've got 2 minutes of stoppage time played on my watch. Saints have possession. Well, the Saints did have possession. Wigan win one against the head. Ten yards from the Saints line. Wigan are in possession. Edwards over to Clark. He's well held. Well, the whistlers in the crowd waiting for that final hooter. McGinty stopped short. Nearly 3 minutes of stoppage time played. Deep ball to Botica. He sees the gap. Farrer involved. Inside to Robinson. He's held down short. Wigan pressing now. Hanaper, Botica along the line. Edwards still looking for that gap in the Saints defence. Lyon tidies up. Lyon taken down. There's the final hooter. 41 points to 6, the final score. Handshakes all round for both teams. But a 7-try performance by the Saints. 2 tries from Hunt, 2 from Nicol, 1 each from Joint, Lyon and Rapati. 6 Loughlin goals, 1 Gus O'Donnell drop goal, and possibly about 5 goals missed. But a comprehensive whacking of the Wigan team. An excellent display, and one that will be in the memories of many Saints fans for years to come. Because there's nothing like beating the old pie eaters, is there? And especially giving them a good drubbing. The Saints come round to all sides of the ground, applaud the Saints supporters, and why not? It's the supporters that follow them thick and thin and get behind them. Well, the majority of us do anyway. Alan Hunt leading the singing, and when the Saints come marching in. But great display there from the Saints. Cheers from all round the ground. The Wigan side troop off disconsolately. But Mike McLennan, he'll be elated with the performance today. Beaver's there leading the cheering again. And Tira Patty there just being interviewed to our left for the Sky cameras. So the final score here at Nosey Road, which certainly gives us a very, well, not a very late, but a late Christmas present. 41 points to 6, the final score, as the Saints demolish Wigan in the traditional derby. Thanks once again for joining us. You've been with your Saints video team. We hope you'll join us again this Friday for the New Year's Day game against Widnes, and then here at Nosey Road next Sunday for the Lee match. So the final score here at Nosey Road, Saints 41, Wigan 6, and Saints there hitting back with 41 points without reply after Wigan had taken the lead in the 3rd minute. So that's not a bad performance, is it? The final score here from Nosey Road, Saints 41, Wigan 6. Get up there! John Neal picked it up. Saints get it away to George Mann. Wire again. Out to Cooper. Saints moving it over to the right. Overlap on the right for the Saints. Connolly. Well taken high, but breaks out to the tackle. Wigan urge to get back. 11 minutes of the game gone. 6 points to 0. Wigan are in the lead. Rapati. Good ball to Joint. Oh, Joint going for the line. Brought down inches short. Excellent tackling by Wigan. Dwyer gives the dummy. Tries for the line. Superb tackling from Wigan. Cooper out to Hunt. Yes, Hunt in. Superb try by Alan Hunt. He's squeezing in at the corner. Gets it away to Cooper. Out to George Mann. Superb play by the Saints. It's through all on. Now with Alan Hunt. Oh, just losing his footing. But Saints gained 50 yards. Cooper again leading the charge. John Neal away to Nicol. Nicol sees the gap. Tries for the line. Held down 5 metres short. Nicol goes again. The try there. Nicol's in for a try. But Saints do have it. A rather shabby scrum there. George Mann out to Connolly. Good ball to Lyon. Into space. Loughlin with him. Hunt with him. Out to Hunt. Oh yes. Hunt's in again. What a superb try. Hunt in 3 seconds. mean, Jonathan Neal there, he cupped a high one off Edwards. That's about 3 or 4 high tackles that Edwards has come in with this afternoon. Cooper, Harrison. 16-6 to score, a 10-point cushion for the Saints. But you can't afford to relax against Wigan. Rafati! Yes! Oh! Just brought down by an ankle tap for Hampton. Saints driving. Yes, they're in! Yes! Saints are in! Chris Joyce scores! Just to the left of the stick. Chris Joyce. Dishing a bit out, but there's no Nancy's in this game. They're all tough. Good ball to Loughlin, out to Hunt. Let's see what he can do. Oh, super pace by Hunt. Hits the man. The Beavers take it. He can. Nickel has it. Nickel comes cross field. Nickel going in for his second. Yes! Super try by Nickel. Move it forward, he beats the first line of Wigan defence. And Bernard Dwyer moves it cross field. George Mann again, he's had an excellent game this afternoon as George Mann. The whole team has run tirelessly. Wigan a man down in the second half, 5 minutes into the second half, with Skerritt sent off for using the elbow in the tackle on McCracken. O'Donnell, good ball to Nickel. Nickel into space again. Rising forward is Nickel.